Over at Siversk, Russian forces are still attacking Verkhovno and in the area of Rozdolivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So not sure why is there still Rozdolivka, because it's already fully captured by the Russians. And interesting information is the Russian Defense Ministry announcement of the capture of Vyimka. And our mapping have nowhere close to Vyimka. And this is something that I've mentioned in yesterday's Siversk. I did tell you that I suspect there must be some kind of very big developments around here that is not reported, because we have fighting reported as Zvenivka. And I say that the likelihood that the Russians have already have some kind of salient or developments around here to allow them to be fighting in the region of Zvenivka. And if they are in this region, there's also, of course, the high chance, which I didn't mention yesterday, of them capturing Vyimka, because I'm not so bullish, you know. I'm still trying to be practical and realistic and pragmatic about this. But the fact that the Russians announced the capture of Vyimka is a surprise to me, which means that the lines might actually be even further away, because we already previously have the capture of Ivano-Darivka, which the Ukrainians vehemently rejected as a reality. So and they continue to be reporting fighting at Sperne. It's like since forever they're always talking about fighting at Sperne. So we might see actually that the front line might actually look something like this in the next update. Something very stupid, and the capture of Peresne as well. So it might look something very, very stupid. We shall see how this develops. I'm not sure. Maybe this is a bit high, a bit too far. But capturing of Vyimka, this is a huge news, because if the Russians actually captures Vyimka, you can see the strategic situation. Let's say I draw like this. So maybe this is the new reality, okay? Because they have secured Ivano-Darivka, and then they have taken all this. Let me redraw this. So maybe it looks like something like this. If they have secured this fortress, taken Vyimka, and so this from this area here, Sperne is gone. The Russians can attack towards Novoselivka, from the south towards Verkhovno, and then this could become a pincer. This is gone. They are attacking towards Zvenivka, and from Zvenivka they can cut through to Svetoporovsky. They can totally ignore Siversk, and they can hit southward and basically capture the entire region. Vyimka is like this center point. It's very, very important for the Ukrainians. So this strategically, this is it will be a disaster if this is true. But we have to wait and see how this goes. At the New York front, we have continued fighting over Torex, Nelipivka, and towards reported at Leonidivka. Later I will zoom in a bit more. And over at Kalinove. So this is the current situation, and of course this look very normal, except that when we go into details. Okay, first I cover the easy one first. Fighting is reported at Leonidivka according to the Russian Defense Ministry. So this of course is not caught up by the mapping yet. So it looks like the Russians are heading down the road from Nelipivka, whilst the Ukrainian Defense Ministry is still talking about Nelipivka. There's a high chance that the Russians have already captured Nelipivka. There's a high chance. So the possible reality, it could be that the Russians have already captured Nelipivka by the Russian forces, and they are now heading down towards Leonidivka. And this is a high possibility, because the Ukrainian sides are trying to reduce the talk about the New York front, especially at New York. Until today, they still continue to insist on their mapping that there is this salient around here. They still have this gray zone around here. I can tell you, it doesn't exist. It wouldn't exist. It's impossible for them to exist. So this is just cope. And the fact that there is fighting around Nelipivka for a long time, we have from the 18th to the 20th, 22nd to the 25th, 27th to the 1st. So the Nelipivka by now should be gone. I think it's most likely fully captured by the Russian forces. I don't believe the Ukrainians are holding the position, because this is undefendable. And the Russians now, for the first time, report fighting at Leonidivka is probably the sign that Nelipivka has already fallen, or mostly fallen, to the Russians. So this is important to note. Over at the Torex region, the Ukrainian mapping have reported that the Russians have captured a bit more grounds. They've taken this factory region or the warehouse region and expanded the control around this car garage region. So they're now lining up against the prison. So if I zoom out a bit, the Russian forces have also fully secured this entire forest. This is considered by the Ukrainian side, and even taking more grounds all the way to the hill south of the prison. So the Russians continue to push in this direction. I believe they will go for the entire forest first, and probably the prison. It's unclear if the Ukrainians will hold a position at the prison. This look like because prison is basically like a castle. So this would be a legitimate fortress, and but a prison wall the guards inwards, not outwards. So I'm not sure how it works. If you zoom in, you can see this basically like a castle. There's a wall going around. You can see this high wall. There's some guard houses, but generally prisons face inwards. Wow, this looks like some horrible place to be a prisoner. Oh my god, so sad. Yeah. So anyway, let's hope they didn't find anything scary over there. Over in the southern part of the thorax, Ukrainian mapping have insisted that they have all these positions. This is to them firm Ukrainian areas. So previously we have geolocation of Russian forces reaching all the way to this point. So yeah, maybe the Russians redrawn, or maybe the Ukrainian mapping just have not acknowledged the Russian presence at all. So that is also a possibility. So we just have to continue to monitor the situation around here. Look, this parallel universe is getting really bad. You know, it's all Doctor Strange fault. So we move into the Pokrovsk front.